Hello everyone, here we are for the Pennzoil Cup Series Race 3 at Atlanta, and originally scheduled to be a night race, now in the morning of Monday. So it's been a very rough weekend as there's been a lot of rains in the area, and really it just did not let up last night, so the race postponed until 12 o'clock this morning, where we're getting ready to start the race. Here was a picture from 7 o'clock at night last night at Atlanta, as just downpouring rains came, but the jet dryers managed to get the track all dried up, and we're now ready for the race. And let's get a head start in your starting lineup, as Jake Booker will be on your pole and Kyle Collins on the outside. Row 2, Nicholas Samudio looking for a decent run at least, and Webster Zygarner is outside. Row 3 as Derek Petrie and AJ Davidson from Alley Motorsports. Row 4, Kyle Singer looking for some luck, and Zach Carr is looking in the points right now. Row 5, Eric Willis and Cody Russell, your pole sitter for the Bud Shootout. Row 6, Aaron Lukes, JT Motorsports been on fire, and Michael Kraft on his outside. Row 7 finds Michael Jones, another Bad Dad Racing car, and Jay Barker looking for some success. Row 8, Jay Durrell and Jack Newman, second in the points currently. Row 9 has Addison Steinbach and Ferdinand Gabat making his second start on his outside. Row 10, Brian Lenning, who's having a miserable season so far, and Zach Tomaski, your Daytona winner. Row 11 has Blaine Keys and Ryan Dunn, your points leader and California winner. Row 13, Gary Weaver and Kevin Ulrich. Row 14 has Cesar Chavez, and Thursis 13 and Harsh Hussain on the outside. Row 14, Brian Lenning and Joseph Strigley, your Rookie of the Year candidate winner. Leader right now. Chloe Baker and Daniel Voiles make up row 15. Nick Purcell and Giovanni Barraza occupy row 16. Row 17, Nikita Rizkov, really good race last week at California. Matthew Brown making his debut in the series. Row 18, Ryan Kendall and Aaron Allen also making his debut in the series. Row 19, Rick Witt, terrible starting spot for him, and Sam Rogers on his outside. In row 20, Daniel Maxwell and Michael Christ are making his return since Daytona. And finally, row 21 has Jose Vaquez and Cooper Cyron. Here are your DNQs for the race, and we are ready to go racing here. As the cars come off turn 4, pace car down low, here we go. Green flag is in the air as Jake Booker leads them to the green for a day race when it was supposed to be scheduled night. And a lot of questions are here. We don't know if the track's going to have less grip since the rain happened last night, but we're just going to have to see. It still looks pretty rubbery around the track, but we don't know. The drivers don't know. It's going to be very interesting to see whether these drivers have a hard time or an easier time than they did in practice and qualifying. But Nicholas Samudio wasting no time. He's going to the lead with help from Derek Petrie. The two orange cars now leading the field, but Derek wants to have it all by himself. And he's going to get help from Kyle Singer behind him in the Mod Space Dodge, and currently doing very well for Bad Dad Racing, but not as high as he would want to be. Derek Petrie will still end up leading though, and coming in behind him, it looks like Eric Willis in the safety Glenn Ford. But the Dodge of Michael Jones coming in behind. It's been officially now 1 year since Michael Jones won his last race. He won it at California, so he's looking to get back to victory lane in that 47 Lindsay Marine Dodge. We also see Jay Durrell in the Cat Dodge, a new sponsor this season, moving up through the field as well. As a lot of guys, front runners from last season, actually up front, which we haven't seen really since the Bud Shootout, where only really good guys were running. It's actually been very surprising, as we've seen a lot of back runners running up front. Oh, that could just be for the size of the track and how these guys can almost run full throttle almost throughout the entire track. But we see Rick Witt looking to make his way up through the pack in that Venom Dodge, but currently being sponsored by Hampton this race. And he's going to be moving up with Ryan Kendall. I also see Nikita Rizkov going by on the outside. So the lap cars are actually still going to the front of the field. And I mean back markers, not lap cars, but you see it definitely is very easy to get from the back to the front. And personally, I think all of us can kind of sit back and relax as we got a wreck. And that was Brian Boone, I think, involved, one of the Bad Dad Racing cars. Michael Christer's smoking, and already we have a caution flag. And I was about to say we all can get back and relax after having so many of these races where people can just run in a pack like this. We're gonna see what happens focusing on Nikita Ryzhkov. Ooh, he's gonna hit the wall and just come slightly down, and that was a terrible hit. And that's his teammate right there, Cooper Cyron. The team that's probably had the least amount of luck all season long has been Red Driver Racing. Just nothing going for that team so far. We're seeing Brian Boone just, yeah, he's not going to really get any chance to avoid that one. And he's going to get hit again by, I believe that was Jay Durrell, who was running up front not too long ago. Definitely takes out a few dodges in that wreck. And you see, that was actually your Rookie of the Year candidate. We got a spinner up front. Ooh, was that Ferdinand Gabat? I think that was. Michael Christer was smoking, but that was from the original accident. And we're going to see it has something to do with Michael Christer, as cars coming in. Looks like Gary Weaver just going to run into the back of him, and Ferdinand Gabat nowhere to go. But doesn't look like it's going to affect his car too much. I didn't see that much damage, but Michael Christer definitely out of this one. We're going to get set, go back green flag racing as you see some pit strategy. The 21 stays out on the at that green flag. So we're going to have to see if these old tires can kind of help him out there as you're first started making a desperate call to try to get out front and lead some laps, as the team did tell me that they were really hoping to make this race, and since they did, they wanted to have as good of a showing as they could, and right now being up front is doing just that. But you see AJ Davidson behind, they have not had a very good season to begin with, so looking for ways to pick it up for some of these guys. But I just want to look at this field. You see Aaron Allen here right now making his first start. A lot of back markers running up front, as I don't know if that's just from the field cycling or if they just really have good cars, and maybe that the guys from last year are just moving out already. But you see Jose Vazquez in the 51 car came from 41st to get up to where he is right now. Addison Steinbach, though, is going to try to make a run at that Mustang up front, and he's going to take it to the inside. The Dr. Pepper Ford looks like he will take the lead here. Derek Petrie coming behind, and Cody Russell, his teammate, going to push him. Yeah, I think it was actually just the, you can't really doubt that Big Motorsports doesn't have any power behind their team. They definitely do, as Cody Russell is trying to make a move at the lead. But it begs to wonder, are these underfunded teams really that underfunded? Because they're really showing a lot of speed so far in the past 3 races that all 42 have been in. I saw that was Addison Steinbach up in the wall. That's going to drop him way in the back, but it doesn't seem like there's going to be a wreck. But your pole sitter, Jake Booker, will find himself out front again, only to be passed by Webster Zygarde in the Harvey Motorsports Racing team. Webster Zygarde, I guess, just likes to be on a single-car team, as this is his second so far in his career. He's never been on a team with more than one person. Actually, last year they did get Blaine Keys, but he did not qualify for many of the races, so it almost was like a single-car team. We're looking at Daniel Voiles here, Red Viper Racing's other driver that's not, like, you know, wrecked today. We're wondering how long that's going to last, though, as they have not finished really anywhere good so far this season. They did have Nikita's good finish at California. I believe it was a 3rd. But other than that, Nikita's out now, so he's probably not even going to be in the top 20 after this race. So Daniel Voiles, you saw Rick Witt running up front there. Oh, we got a car slowing the field. That is the 43 of Jay Durrell. He's probably going to get a blue flag for doing that. Yeah, that's going to hold up a lot of people there. That's not what you want to see. Whoa, we got the 69 car got jutted down the inside underneath the apron, but we're going to keep going. That's Daniel Maxwell, the rookie, and Kyle Collins is the one who got into him. I think they were both just trying to race underneath the lap car and got together, but wow, great save by those 2 cars. As the 69 car coming off of turn 4, he will end up keeping the lead, but wow, that was something to hold your breath about. See Aaron Lukes coming behind in that 38 Brickman Chevy. And, well, currently, definitely the race is having a lot of intensity. But if you look up front, for a moment, you have your 1st and 2nd running 1st and 2nd, both on the track and in points. Ryan Dunn, winner of California last week. And I don't know if he can be stopped right now. Ryan Dunn is on a rampage as he's been up front a few times so far this race. You see Gary Weaver now going to the point with Brian Lenning falling behind. Yeah, I think that rain last night washed out all the rubber up top, because during the practice sessions the cars would actually run kinda a little bit lower where Brian Lenny is running right now, but now that the rains have hit, it just does not seem to have any grip up there, and they have to get out of the gas a lot sooner, and cannot come into it a lot later. So, we got some cars going in. Yes, NASCAR is going to wave the blue flag, warning the 43 and the 64 to pull out of the way and let these guys go by. But you see, it's going to definitely help those the Chevys on top, as they're going to make it by. Pit stops, however, are going to be enacted, as we got 3 takers the first round. But it almost looks like the entire field comes down the second time. It definitely is going to be a congested pit road. This time we're going to have to see if there's any pit road accidents. We're focusing on Nick Purcell, as that's the last thing he'd want to see. He's having another good run, as it's not what he wants to have happen to it. But alas, nothing's going to happen on that round of pit stops. Everything's clean, and Nick Purcell looks like he's going to get out with the lead. So a win-win there for the 00. And you see Ryan Dunn, just of course, following in line, just being right there, right in the action. That's exactly where he was the entire California race, until he ran up to the front and made his shot and took the win away from Hergiel Everett Alonso, I believe it was. Hergiel's not even qualified for this race, which is a shame, because that means that all of the Philippines Racing Development cars have at least missed one race or haven't even started. His Tasha's the only car left without a start in the series, which is not too good. But Michael Kraft, you see, actually is going to be the leader, because there was actually another round of guys coming behind. Oh, was that Rick Witt? That was! And Rick Witt was the only guy left running up front for Red Viper Racing. And we're getting reports, I believe the jack dropped when they, like, a little bit, like it broke almost, and we're gonna see right there it just lets go. I think the jack dropped and almost dropped on the car, and that must have just sprung something in the car and just let the motor go. And wow, I mean, I don't know what else would cause that. That sounds like it could be that it caused, but wow, such a shame. We got a caution on the track too in the meantime. Wow, things going up in smoke, definitely, both in white and black. But whoa, the 23 car getting a little squirrely, but we're going to see. And what do you know, the other Red Viper Racing car, and look at that. Oh my gosh, that's Daniel Voiles. He looks like at least he'll keep going, but oh my gosh, that was Aaron Allen. And Aaron Allen in his first start is going to hammer, I forget who that was, but wow. I think that might have been Jake Booker, actually. Yes, it was Jake Booker, your defending title champion. Aaron Allen just came flying in there, taking no heed or hair to that caution. I don't know what happened there, but it's gonna take him and Jake out of the race. Not what Jake wanted to see either, but kind of deserving for Aaron Allen. Anyways, green flag is back in the air. Michael Kraft in the Yamaha Chevy gonna take it to the lead, with Nick Purcell following in suit. Nick Purcell is actually the lowest number of points to have run both races, first and second. So definitely this run is what they needed to see. Both being wrecked out by other people, and well, you got the bad luck, but you cannot have it 2 weeks in a row like they did. They gotta come back now. They cannot have any more bad weeks if they want to make the chase like they did last year. But that AOL Toyota is showing some speed, and we haven't seen it all. We got another caution, and this is, I think, 4 or 5. So cautions have been a big thing here at Atlanta this week. But Derek Petrie going to try to go by on the inside of the 00 car as they race back to the line. We're going to see what happens here. And wow, there you go. There's your other Red Viper Racing car, already involved in a wreck this race. But oh man, the 38 car is just going to get hit. The 81, and there goes the 34 and the 81. 2 winners involved. As Zach Komoski, your Daytona winner, will flip on his roof. And that is not what you want to see. You're one of the dual winners and your Daytona winner now out of the race. And most especially, the 17 car is now smoking. He'll be out of the race as well. There goes your 3rd Red Viper Racing car. Just bad luck never leaving them this year. But Baghdad Racing's Kyle Singer going to get a good jump as he'll lead the field to the green, with Nick Purcell's following in behind. But Nick is going to try to get back to the lead with the 17 Oreo Chevy coming the inside to help him out. But look at who's on the inside there. Ryan Dunn in the Adobe product car. And, you know, he's just been sitting there all weekend, all race long. I'm also looking back, Jack Newman sitting there second place. Those two I keep calling them Red Viper racing cars. Those two national racing cars doing very good so far right now. So I don't know, we're gonna have to see if they can hold this point lead again, or if something else happens, like another caution. But as we're looking here, Kyle Collins, who was in the lead at this race, he's gonna get pushed up by the 03 car and the 51. Double T Motorsports, if you have not heard, they have really been the talk of the season because they have 3 people running for the Rookie of the Year, and they gotta be one of the most dominant teams so far this season. Just for a team that sprung up out of nowhere, that is impressive. And you see right now coming to the front at near the end of the race. Sadly, Callum Wood in the 25 did not make the race, showing their underfundedness, but definitely they got some power behind their cars, and I think that they can definitely at least get one of their cars inside the top 16 by the end of the season. But you see Blaine Keys out front in the Moog Ford, as he is really showing the field right now. You see the 21 car, that's an amazing run, as the 2 car very slow, but the 21, that's actually one of the guys who's making his first career start in the series. Definitely good to see that happen. So Matthew Brown needed a good run, he's getting it right now. So the 60 car still, however, leading out front. We got the 54 now going to try to make a move on the inside. The 00 car is going to come now, as we only got a small number of laps left. Here comes Kyle Collins trying to make it by in the 83 car. Excuse me, white flag is about to be displayed. The 54 car is in the lead. White flag is out as the 54 car is in the lead right now. Nicholas Samudio coming on the inside of the 82 car. And the 43 car, I don't know if NASCAR is going to deal with that, but he's going to hold up a lot of people. The 62 car, meanwhile, is going to try to chase down the 54. Coming around turn 3 and 4, I don't think the 62 can catch him. Can Sam Rogers be the second underfunded team at this track to win? He will! Sam Rogers gets the checkered flag and wins for Pizza Ranch and Malley Motorsports. As congratulations to the 54 car. Excellent job. And you see Nick Purcell's falling in the 4th. And you see just how bad Jay Durrell really messed up the field. But wow, what an amazing job. Sam Rogers just came out of nowhere. And now he'll be your 3rd winner of the season. Checkered flag for Sam Rogers, but look at the people who followed behind. Nicholas Mudio, great job, a good comeback to say the least. Cesar Chavez, great job for him. Nick Purcell's, Blaine Keys rounding out your top 5. Then looking down, Matthew Brown, just claps for him. Good job in his first start. AJ Davidson, Chloe Baker, there's another Double T Motorsports guy. Or girl, I should say, the only girl to qualify the race. Cody Russell and Michael Kraft will round out in the top 14 in those big motorsports cars. You see Jose Vaquez, though, not too far behind in that other Double T Motorsports car. And looking down, Ryan Dunn and Jack Newman fell back after Jay Durrell went through the field and pretty much chopped him up. So Ryan Dunn and Jack Newman will not be getting a win this week. But definitely, that's just more enthusiasm, more strength going into the next race at Martinsville, which Jack Newman had a really good shot at winning, and Ryan Dunn ended up winning himself. We're going to look at the back third, though, as Nikita Rizkov, Michael Krister, Rick Witt, Jake Booker, Aaron Allen, Cooper Styron. All those guys wrecked out, as well as Kevin Ulrich, Aaron Allen. But just not... Red Viper Racing has still got to get their stuff together. They are not doing a good job as a team that managed to make it to the Final Four. They really need to step up their game here, whether it be by luck or by just power getting up to the front. But even after this race, Ryan Dunn and Jack Newman still hold their points up on top of the point standings, as Webster Zygarde, however, will fall into 3rd. Arsh Hussain, Joseph Sprigley, Michael Kraft, Zach Komoski is going to fall to 7th after wrecking out. Only 95 points for the winner. And you see Sam Rogers actually 93 for his winner, so the winners are in the top 9 currently. But as we go through the rest of the field, you see Jose Vaquez, Chloe Baker both on the inside. 7 rookies actually populate the top 20, which is pretty incredible, but we're going to have to see if that holds out, as Martinsville is typically a good track for high-tier teams to try to stretch out their leads in the points. So we're gonna have to see if that happens. Nikita Rizkov fell from, I believe, like 6th to 28th after finishing 42nd this weekend. Let's look at your Rookie of the Year points standings. However, Joseph Strigley will continue to be your leader. Edison Padkar is still in 2nd despite missing the race. Jose Faquez moves himself up to 3rd. Cesar Chavez up to 4th. And Nikita Rizkov will fall to 5th. But looking down, see Matthew Brown up to 9th after making his first start. And notables Aaron Allen trying to make his first start. Only 5 points in that race given to him. And the Pennzoil Cup Series, we'll see you next week at Martinsville. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.